Hey everybody, welcome both on Facebook and on Instagram. I am here live. It's me, Andrea Owen. I run the joint over at Your Kick-Ass Life. That might be where you know me from. I don't always wear my glasses, so it might look a little bit different. I realized since I'm doing these live videos where I'm reading excerpts from my book, it's hard for me to see. Welcome to 43. It's just kind of what happens sometimes. But I'm so glad that you're here live. If you are joining me live, and even if you're watching the replay, one of the favorite things I like to do is know what your favorite emoji is, or maybe just type in the one that you used last, or the one that I know Facebook is doing this cool thing where it gives you options just to post some emojis. And then also you can do the wave over on Instagram. Yes, Claire, I am feeling better. Thank you very much for asking. Hi, Matt. Nice to see you over on Facebook. Y'all, we are already on chapter 31. So if you don't know, weekly-ish, I am taking a chapter from my first book, 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life. This book, if you haven't read it, the chapters are really short. They're just a couple of pages long, just quick little punchy personal development lessons. And this book came out a long time ago in 2013, but I am taking you all with me on a journey through each chapter and doing a under 10-minute, because I know y'all are busy, under 10-minute video about each chapter. And last week we did self-forgiveness. I know some of you were there with me. And if you missed any of these, I know they don't stick around very long on Instagram. They only stick around for 24 hours, but you can catch it over on Facebook, the Your Kick-Ass Life Facebook page over there, and on YouTube. So that's kind of fun. It's funny. Okay. When I saw that I was doing this chapter, the title of it is Honor Your Soul's Uniqueness. I was like, I don't even remember writing this. Like, what the hell was I talking about? And I kind of did a little bit of an eye roll. I was like, oh my God, I named a chapter Honor Your Soul's Uniqueness. How cliche and how life coachy could I possibly be? And as it turns out, I read it back and I was like, I actually like that. And you know what I'm going to do? Usually when I do these videos, I kind of summarize what I wrote about and what the major takeaways are. I wrote a few paragraphs, which is in essence a manifesto about really embracing who you are. And I want to read it to you because if any of you bought the audio version on Audible of this book, I did not get a chance to read it. That deal went through right when my dad died, and so I wasn't able to go to New York to go to the studio, but I handpicked the woman that actually read it, Carly Robbins. We actually have a mutual friend. How crazy is that? Carly Robbins is great. She read the audio version of this book. So nobody's ever heard me read this out loud. So, okay, let me start from the beginning. What does it mean to honor your soul's uniqueness? The reason that I wrote this chapter was based on my own personal experience of conformity, of growing up in just a place where just uncomfortable being myself. I mean, raise your hand if you have ever felt like just uncomfortable in your own skin. You don't really know who you are. Like, isn't that what being a teenager is all about? Like, for so many of us, I know that was me completely. Not really feeling like you fit in with certain groups, or maybe you did, but you were still uncomfortable. And all the way into my 20s, feeling the same way, trying to conform, really trying to be who I thought society wanted me to be. And what this culture has deemed what a lady is like. And that really wasn't me. Underneath it all, I am loud and can be a little obnoxious at times. And I hid a lot of that. I hid my fire. I hid my light. And it wasn't really until, I was probably in my mid-30s, late 30s, where I finally was like, no more, I'm not doing that anymore. It was a lot of unlearning, and it was a lot of discomfort. Like, who am I if I'm not trying to be this person for the world that kind of paved the way for me? So I mean, raise your hand if you can relate. I know I'm not the only one, right? So really, that's how this chapter was born. And I'm just going to read a few things and then probably speak on it just for a few minutes. So I asked the question, this is a few paragraphs into the chapter. If you realized that there is absolutely no one like you, what would you embrace about yourself? What would you stop apologizing for? Would you know there is nothing wrong with you? That you are not broken, that you don't need to be more like so-and-so, that you can say no to people and things you don't like, and say yes more often to the things that light you up. That you are absolutely 100% perfect, exactly the way you are. Imagine the power within you. And now today, honestly, at 43, I feel like I am also walking into a new part of my life. And I think that we all kind of go through stages of this where we open another door into our own transformation. And before, that used to startle me. And now I'm like kicking the door down with cowboy boots. I'm like, let's get it on. I am ready to go through this I just woke my dog up. I'm ready. I am ready for this transformation and this new part of my life to learn who I am and more about myself. Because I think that that's really what our purpose is on this earth, is our path and learning more about ourselves so we can be our true selves, our soul's uniqueness, so that we can better serve the world. Amen to that. All right, so now I wrote this little manifesto in this chapter on how to embrace your soul's uniqueness. So bear with me as I read some paragraphs here. All right, you ready? Love yourself with all your heart and with all your soul. There might be days when this is hard, and that's okay. Just pick up where you left off the next day. Our time here on this beautiful earth is short. Do with it what you want. Stop before you do things you think you should do just because other people are doing them or telling you that you should. What's important to you should be important to you, period. Don't compromise your feelings and values. And if you do, promise not to tell yourself, I told you so. Listen to your heart and soul. It often speaks to you in whispers. I promise if you follow it, you won't be disappointed in the end. Who you are is who you are. There is not a single soul on earth or beyond who is exactly like you. Instead of running from that knowledge, try grasping it. It's perfectly okay to be you, and if people don't like it, trust me when I tell you, it really has nothing to do with you, but rather their own opinions and insecurities. Try your best not to be careless with other people's hearts. Yours will get broken at least once in your life. We all have scars on our hearts. It's what makes us human and beautiful and unique. Forgive yourself often, daily if you must. You'll spend much of your life being too hard on yourself, so try to catch it quickly and give yourself a break. You don't have to do it all, and you especially don't have to do it all at the same time. If you think that everyone else is doing it, trust me, they aren't. Everyone struggles. No matter how good they look on the outside, no matter how much they brag about it, all those women who make it look so easy, they struggle too. And they hurt. And they have fears just like you and me. And last, embrace other women. Be compassionate. The mean girls are hurting too, so try not to hate them. On that same note, no one is worth hating. No person, no institution, no idea. Kindness and love will get you everywhere your dreams want, especially when you love and are kind to yourself first. I invite you to just plant a seed in your mind that says, I am me and I am amazing, courageous, and lovable exactly how I am, just as you are. And that's it. You know what's interesting? Like, as I was reading that, one thing I would edit if I got to go back and edit this book that I wrote 7 years ago, I would edit the part out about, I just would add something in there that it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be angry at people and to have rage if you need to. I was just listening to the Dear Sugars podcast and they were talking about rage and how it is, underneath it is sorrow. And that is something that over the last couple of years, I have come to realize about my own, and that's okay. So if you do hate someone or an institution or an idea or an opinion, just get curious about it and allow yourself to feel whatever you feel. So side tangent on that one. And that's about it for this particular chapter. Next week, we're going to talk about taking action. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Next week, I'm going to be talking to you about the inner critic. I'm skipping a chapter. I'll come back to the book, but I have some things to say about the inner critic. And I'm going to be live on Wednesday at 3 Eastern, so a little bit different time. And what else did I want to say? Just if you liked that, you can pick up this book, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are sold. Thank you so much for being here live with me. And I see your comments. Michelle, yes to opening that door. I'm going to flip through the Instagram comments as well. And someone said I needed to hear that part and show the book again. Here you go, Claire. 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life. There it is. It's bright pink. You can't miss it at the bookstore. And yeah, I think Target.com even has it. But of course, Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And thank you all for being here so much. I don't want to take more than 10 minutes of your time. I love you and adore you. Keep kicking ass, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.